here in liberal California, the day of decision for Proposition 8 occurred right after the Memorial Day weekend. Raymond Donald Hong will bring us the background story on the California Supreme Court decision, starting with the oral arguments that were presented in front of the 7-member court in March and ended with the community's response in May.
This is Raymond Donald Hong. On May 26, the California Supreme Court issued their decision in a 136-page ruling on Proposition 8, the referendum that changes the state constitution to limit marriage between a man and a woman. The 6 Republican-appointed justices ruled to uphold Proposition 8, while the lone Democratic-appointed justice dissented. Same-sex marriage supporters reacted with disappointment and anger.
This is America, for God's sakes. It's America. What's going on here? It's wrong. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong.
Well, I'm absolutely devastated and shocked that it was a 6-to-1 ruling. I just can't believe that they actually upheld Proposition 8. It's amazing. I mean, they just actually confirmed. We get people scream at us in public. And now the court just confirmed that that's okay for those people to scream at us in public and yell hateful things at us.
It is impossible to square the elation that we felt just a year ago with the grief that we feel today. And it is impossible to reconcile the court's ruling from a year ago with its upholding of Prop 8 today. In upholding Prop 8, the court tarnishes that landmark, historic victory for equality and dignity and diminishes its own legacy as a champion of fairness and justice.
Today we're faced with a disappointing decision, but I think we also know it could have been worse. Yes, we're disappointed that Proposition 8 was upheld, but we're also grateful that Prop 8's advocates did not succeed in their cruel effort to unmarry 18,000 lawfully wed couples.
It's a very strange ruling today. It divides California into the marriage haves and the marriage have-nots, and sets up an absurd situation as if marriage had been a limited time offer in California, on special for 3.5 months last year.
They've left the 18,000 couples married, but really, what does that mean in this context? I'm glad to stay married, but it's ridiculous that I share a marriage license with all my heterosexual brothers and sisters, and 18,000 couples do the same. How can having a few more happy gay people being married change the situation in any way? And yet it will harm our families. This is really an instance where the bullies and the Grinches have carried the day.
Don Grundmann of San Leandro believes allowing same-sex marriage poses a threat to young minds.
Well, homosexual marriage is not an end in itself. I grew up on books such as See Dick and Jane Run Home to Mommy and Daddy. Once homosexual marriage is legalized, there'll be lawsuits immediately which will claim that such books are discriminatory because they don't say man and man or woman and woman. So you're going to have a mass legalized indoctrination of children because all textbooks will be mandated to be changed from kindergarten all the way through school at every level to state the new reality that all things homosexual are equal to all things, if not better than, all things heterosexual. So that will be an attack against our children. We're going to defend our children from that mass indoctrination, mass attack against them.
This is it's absolutely ridiculous to claim you're protecting children. You are allowing children of gay and lesbian families and gay youth to be bullied, to be beat up at the schoolyard, to be in a world where it's okay to strip people of their constitutional protections that are different from you. They are teaching our children the wrong lessons. We're teaching our kids about love, about fairness, about equality, and young people get this. Young people get this more than old people get this. If we leave it up to the young people soon, it's clearly going to be marriage equality as the law of the land. So it's just a matter of time.
We want to protect the children of loving, committed same-sex couples because they deserve to have their family being treated first class, because they are first-class families. There are no second-class families in this state or in this country.
The Raging Grannies is a group of women activists aged 50 through 90. In Palo Alto, they donned their colorful costumes and whimsical hats and protested the court's decision with satirical songs.
Very unhappy, but not exactly surprised. We were prepared for it because we've been following the issue, and we knew that what was a likely scenario was exactly what they did rule. So we were prepared to, within an hour of the announcement, be on the streets, and we were. And we supported the Stanford students who blocked traffic, and so we were there to make a statement with civil disobedience.
To me, marriage is the most precious relationship you can have with someone, and the fact that I can't have the right to marry, I think, is outrageous. The courts have actually ruled that the right to marriage is so fundamental that even convicted felons in prison cannot be denied the right to marry. I think I should have it as well.
Back in San Francisco, outside City Hall, gay marriage supporters staged a sit-down protest of civil disobedience, blocking traffic on Van Ness Avenue, the main thoroughfare of Highway 101. Joe and Frank Alfano Capley are one of the 18,000 couples married last year. Joe explains why their marriage status is preventing Frank's health insurance from covering his worsening medical condition.
No, not at all. In fact, we are considered legally married by the state of California, and even though I work part-time for the state of California, I'm not offered health care through my employer, and what's worse is I'm disqualified from social services because the state considers my spouse and I legally married. Now, the ridiculous part of that situation is that Frank works for a national union which also denies the recognition of our marriage and our domestic partnership. And they do so using the Defense of Marriage Act on a national level to deny equal treatment to our family. And so I go without health care because private policies are cost prohibitive for our working class family because of my pre-existing conditions. I'm disabled and I'm slowly losing my ability to walk.
Within hours, over 170 protesters, including clergy members, were arrested. Same-sex marriage activists are targeting 2010 to return to the ballot box in reversing Proposition 8.
The only way we can remove this smear on the Constitution is to go back to the ballot, and the effort will be nothing short of Herculean. It will require enormous financial resources, and even more important than that, it will require a level of engagement and sacrifice from our community and allies that we've really never seen before. Even in the original effort to defeat Prop 8 in November of 2008, we will need to be knocking on doors, engaging our neighbors, engaging our allies, engaging communities up and down the state in order to move the number from 48 that supported marriage equality to the over 50%. That will be very, very difficult to do. It's not impossible, but no one can sit it out. No one can sit on the sidelines. No one can think someone else is going to do it.
In San Francisco, this is Raymond Donald Hong for Outlook Video.